Peace, love, and light, Islam. On the behalf of the entire organic nation, the entire population of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitutional-Monarchy, I welcome you to this public presentation that we're doing this evening. Your time is valuable and is precious to you and to us. We honor you and respect you for a few minutes of your time. May you choose to stay with us for this presentation and share this information with those who you engage with. Now, I know how things are across this planet, just like you do. A lot's going on. Some folks have their faces buried in various social media platforms to escape some of the harsh realities of their lives. Some folks spend a lot of time on social media to work out their mental hygiene issues. Others use social media to advance particular agendas. Then there are those who don't spend a lot of time on social media. They have other pursuits. Some of them positive, some of them not so positive. Some of them are actually negative. However, folks are doing what they can with their coping mechanisms. This is life. These are hard realities. A lot of things are happening across this planet that could cause folks to be in depression or despair. That's a hard reality too. However, it does not have to be. And not everything on this planet in life is about gloom and doom. Yes, there are those who are working particular agendas and engage in all types of social engineering to push folks to consume and to buy and to consume and to buy and consume and to buy. Within their rules, of course. And there are those who push to make sure that the masses own nothing while a handful of folks control everything. And this handful of folks, they tend to be of a particular behavior pattern. Narcissists. Greed and selfishness is their thing. And most don't know how to deal with it, to shut it down. So they look for coping mechanisms. They find themselves addicted to drugs. They find themselves where they are constantly consuming alcohol or constantly attacking their lungs and their soft tissue smoking cannabis or whatever it is that they smoke. They shorten their lifespans and doing the work of those who are causing them all this stress and despair, pushing them into all forms of depression, some into paranoia and some being paranoid. These are active realities. And no matter how you sugarcoat it, no matter what direction you come from, as I just explained it, it all boils down to that. But furthermore, it all boils down to choices. All those things I mentioned are all external unto you, which means you don't have to partake in them. You have choices. And where there are no opportunities, you have the ability to make them on your own. It just takes sheer will and determination. The social engineering that parties impose is designed to make sure that the masses do not engage in anything that requires sheer will and determination outside of whatever they are able to control. And since they control what parties have brought into their minds through their quote-unquote school systems, where they actually quote-unquote educate as opposed to make sure someone is learned. They indoctrinate, they program. And what they indoctrinate and program is designed to keep the masses right where they want them. And some of the masses, they have accepted this. They see it as something they cannot escape and cannot avoid. And so they accept the chains, the spiritual, mental, physical, and financial chains. They don't have to do that. And some may come into knowledge sufficient to stop doing that. And many others, they will simply become professional victims, professional whiners, and professional complainers. Again, That plays into the hands of those that are imposing this mess upon them. They need not do that. They should not do that. However, this is the hard reality of where many folks are. For the melanated heterosexuals across this planet, I'm speaking to you. None of that is necessary for you. You do not have to partake in that. And although there are melanated puppets amongst our ranks that look like us, some with coiled hair, some with straight hair, some that have a slant to their eyes and some that do not, speaking various languages and dialects all across this planet. However, the crux of the matter is they look like us, they are melanated, all 33 shades of our melanated skin. But they think like these parties that think that they are quote unquote elite, and that the masses are there to be their useful idiots as they are useless eaters. That's the behavior pattern based upon the thought process of these alleged quote unquote elite. All that is external to you, and you do not have to partake in that. So unto you melanated heterosexuals all across the planet, we have built for you a viable option, alternative, and solution. Organic diplomacy and governance as opposed to franchisee management. They are not the same thing. A removal of economic marginalization and tyranny. That takes work, and the work is constant. Within the Amexem-Moor-Empire, this is the work that we do. Our feet tread on 4 continents. The Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial government operates 9 sector governments all across this planet that operate the regional governments, that operate the district governments, that operate the local governments within the rigors of the Amexem-Moor-Empire Constitution. Ita lex scripta est, ex rigore juris. It's what we do here. Organic diplomacy and governance for the purpose of having access to markets and resources all across this planet fairly and equitably. This is the crux of what we do. We train for this constantly. We're regularly upgrading our training as we are growing and developing through our learning curve on a daily basis for decades. And the work that we do to save lives, to improve the quality of lives through our fair and equitable operations down to the local level, we make it available to all melanated heterosexuals all across this planet. Your alleged leaders, your so-called leaders, where were they during the pandemic? They were pushing, take poison into your arms and make pharmaceutical companies very rich. Not to mention the fact that it's towards a long-term specific agenda for depopulation on the eyes and on the mindsets of these various parties that are pushing forth the agendas of despair. Where were your alleged leaders? Where were their plans? Where were their backup plans? Instead of pushing parties to be injected, they should have pushed to strengthen and improve your immune system. If you didn't know how to do that on your own, collectively, it should have been taught. They're getting ready to do it to you again across this planet with another pandemic. And they're going to tell you nothing you can do about it. You can boost your immune systems. And they are fruits and vegetables to do it. So they said, well, we have to figure out how to shut that down. So they irradiate all food in their venue. They put chemicals into the foods, into the seeds now, should I say, so that if you don't take their arm juice, their chemicals into your system, they will give it to you through your food that you consume, provided that you acquire it from them. This is where they are in their thinking and their behavior pattern. They're not shy about it. It doesn't take a lot of effort to find any of this information out. And though there are those that will say these are conspiracy theories, you can find all these things on official records through various franchisee management operations all across the planet. They're not hiding this. They have these quote-unquote economic forums who have these various quote-unquote manifestos on these quote-unquote websites. They tell you to your face where you're going. These folks are quote-unquote not officials in an official capacity sense where they are engaged in governance. These are private parties that influence staff of the franchisee management operations. And these folks are in the shadows, impacting the lives of billions. The melanated alleged leaders across the planet are on their team. Their behavior pattern demonstrates this. Do your own objective homework. Do your own investigation. They could have very easily on the mother continent put in all manner of infrastructure independent of their allegedly former colonists. They chose not to because they're still tied back to the colonists. This is cold, hard reality. It's not hard to investigate and find this out. They won't let go of particular things. And to show you how serious this is, when parties engage in these psychological operations across the planet, the alleged melanated leadership is silent. They do dog and pony show for the cameras. Their policies, on the other hand, the reality, the one that impacts folks' daily lives within their sphere of influence, they are compromised and marginalized. How is that? Why is that? They've taken the bribes. And they do very well while you and your family are marginalized. Your natural resources flow out of your soil and out of your waters, and you get very little down to the local level, if at all. The evidence is overwhelming and does not lie. Truth is truth. It needs no crutch. It needs no apology. So when I ask the question, where were your alleged leaders? It's a rhetorical question. You already know the answer to. They were not around and they were not on your side. If they would present competent fiscal budgets. Operations planning would be implemented by those competent budgets. They would find ways to make sure that you become learned. And do not tell me it's about modern day technology, semiconductors and things of this nature, when we have young, brilliant minds in South-Amexem, here in North-Amexem, all throughout the Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu. We have young, brilliant minds in the Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu that are making energy sources that don't require batteries. They're making all types of mechanical equipment. The ingenuity that they are implementing to make all these things and keeping things simple in the process. When parties talk about, oh, we don't have access to technology, that all I hear is an excuse. And it's not even an excuse. What it is nonsense. It's cowardice. It's mental sloth. And melanated heterosexuals, all of us are better than that. You know it. I know it. We all know it. And I'm calling you on it now. You come into the Amexem-Moor-Empire, you establish a business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire, you get a copyright, trademark or a patent on whatever it is that you're producing. We train you on how to do a wide variety of things for international discourse and discourse overall. Those seeking to keep you marginalized across this planet and to depopulate those that are here as best as they can through sterilization and other means, other technologies. Well, they have their plans. They're working their plans. And that's their business. We are working our own. We don't care what they do with those who choose to participate with them. Folks make their own bed and they can lay in it. They're grown. They have their own opinions. They are entitled to their choices. They are entitled to their opinions. And they can live who they say they are. If they say that they, by the evidence of their actions or by their own mouth, or both, they say that they're happy where they are, being provided with crumbs, stepped on crumbs, and spit on crumbs from those marginalizing them. If they like it, well, I love it. Peace be upon them and do what they do. But there are those that's not down for that. They're not interested in that. They're looking for better for themselves and their offspring. We provide that jurisdiction and venue. Within the dominions of the realm of the Amexem-Moor-Empire, coming amongst us is only the beginning. You were trained constantly within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. We don't always get it right the first time. We're not perfect. We're not pious. What we do is be consistent. We don't fail. We learn. And then we advance. Because we continue. We improvise, adapt, overcome, and work things out. And we do all that from a position of international neutrality. We are peaceful unto all, hostile unto none. We don't have a military. A defense force, yes. Military is offensive capability. Defense is what it is. Defense. We are not aggressors. We're not interested in being aggressors. We're not interested in what other folks do across this planet. What they do is between them and their participants. Not our business, not our fight. We are here to peacefully coexist as melanated heterosexuals all across this planet. Food, clothing, and shelter, that's what we're here for. Peace and comfort. Because we know that everything that we do on our own terms. To be practical and sensible is our way. The training that we do is not for engaging with hostiles across this planet, although the byproduct is that's exactly what you're able to do, officially and privately. Our training is designed for you to engage and participate within the Amexem-Moor-Empire, within the rigors of our Constitution. To engage through the 12 departments and 30 sub-departments that we have from the imperial government, the sector governments, the regional governments, the district governments, and the local governments down to even the precinct level. This is what we do here. A viable option, choice, and solution through the Amexem-Moor-Empire Global Common Market. The men that come amongst our ranks, we let you know up front, you have 1 year to establish a business within the Amexem-Moor-Empire or buy a stake in the existing business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire, or we'll throw you out. The women that come into our venue, they must take an item off the line items of our fiscal budget and raise funds to help us to acquire it faster. The way we do things within the Amexem-Moor-Empire is cohesively and cooperatively. And everyone pulls their weight. Not blindly and ignorantly, we train you. And because we speak 16 different languages and dialects, because we're operational underway all across the planet, our learning curve is constantly expanding. Thus again, our training is constantly expanding. And the things that we do collectively are so that you don't have to depend on those that are hostile to you with their engineering, their social engineering, that is designed to keep you marginalized. That day is done. No more of this. You don't have to do that. So we do these public presentations on video to speak to you directly and let you, in your own way, either choose to receive or to reject what is being shared. Spirit never lies. We lie to ourselves. What I've spoken thus far and what I speak in this particular presentation, if it resonates in your spirit, act accordingly. We're not hard to find. In the description of this particular video, you will find various links from a particular website that we influence, modernmonarchy.squarespace.com. How to amalgamate into the Amexem-Moor-Empire is available on that website. How to establish a business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire, all the documents that you need, the forms, are available through their website. So is the questionnaire, again, for the amalgamation process, available on their website. Various reports of what we're doing across the planet on their website. It'll take you months to go through all the material on their website. However, if you choose to do that objectively, you will come to find we cover a wide variety of information, relevant unto our 12 departments and our 30 departments down to the local level. Not what we talk about, what we actually do to save lives and improve the quality of lives. A way out of the nonsense from the so-called elites and their puppets, their nominated puppets. The work that we do, it is essential that we train on a consistent basis. We train the offspring too. Everyone trains, that we may learn, and that we consistently grow. Is our growth incongruent? Most of the time it is. Do we stagnate from time to time? Just about on occasion. But we don't stop. We know this is a marathon, not a sprint. And we know that we have survived every major cataclysm that has ever struck this planet, and will survive the cataclysms that are coming. The intentional global catastrophic event is coming soon for those that participate in the non-substance-based economies that are going to be basically melded into one. There'll be various quote-unquote digital currencies all across the planet. They're going to get rid of all of them, and there'll just be one. There are those running to the various quote-unquote cryptos. They're going to phase them out because they're not going to allow them to be in competition with their one single alleged currency. You won't be able to buy or sell in their system unless you play by their rules. You don't need their system. We have one for you. We built it ourselves. Don't need to put with that nonsense. Again, the time is done. Think on that. If you choose to come among us, you may amalgamate if you're a melanated heterosexual and you're on this planet. We'll make that work. Contact us through the website. We make it work. Establish your business within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. The business tax in the Amexem-Moor-Empire is a 20% flat tax. There is no value-added tax. If your business is only collecting royalties, on the other hand, well then no, you don't have a 20% flat tax. You have a 10% tax on royalties. You don't have a graduated income tax. So it doesn't matter if you earn 2 ounces of silver a month, 2,000 ounces of silver, 2 million ounces of silver a month. You're only required to put 2 ounces of silver into the Imperial Treasury on a monthly basis. So between the monthly contribution of the nationals of 2 ounces of silver and the business taxes that we collect every month, that's how we fund our fiscal budget laws. Our current fiscal budget law is $2,790,000,000 in gold, as some would say in the so-called fiat. 4 times the size of the quote-unquote African Union's alleged quote-unquote budget. Think on that. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what dialect you speak. I don't care if you pray or don't pray. I don't care if you go to a church, a masjid. I don't care if you go to a synagogue. I don't care if you go to a temple. I don't care what grand party you're associated with. Not my business. I protect your right to it. All of you are welcome to amalgamate within the Amexem-Moor-Empire. And you don't have to stop what you're doing in terms of whatever your faith is. We work around your holy days. We train you. We schedule you for training and for duty around your faith schedule. We always have. We always shall. There are no conflicts and never have been, at least not from us. The work that we do is for all of us across this planet that are melanated and heterosexual. You are loved here. You are welcomed here. Come in honor, be in honor with honor at all times. This is who we are. If you choose to come among us, bring your talent and skills with you. And you can put them to work inside of our global common market and do very well for yourself. We may be on 4 continents. However, our commerce and trade is empire-wide. You may establish a business in the Amexem-Moor-Empire for 21 ounces of silver in the North-Amexem. To have it operate in the basically Greater-Amexem and Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu is 32 ounces of silver. 45 ounces of silver to include those 2 in Cush-Harappa. We have a non-surgical healthcare plan. The website hasn't been updated yet, however, it's 4 ounces of silver, no longer 3. 4 ounces of silver for a man or woman that's looking to have the annual subscription. It's 4 ounces of silver per month. For a family, it is 8 ounces of silver a month to participate in our non-surgical universal healthcare plan. If the issue is bacterial, chemical, fungal, or viral, be it acute or chronic, we fix it. No drugs, we fix it. Phytotherapy is our way forward. The Amexem-Moor-Empire Department for the Health and Phytotherapy, plant-based. We have all manner of non-GMO seeds, heirloom seeds. We don't radiate our food. There's no mRNA or whatever they call that stuff. There's no drugs in our food. We have our own processes, protocols, and procedures. If you are a care provider in the foreign jurisdiction, home health aide, CNA, dietitian, as they would say, we don't use that phrase, however, you get the point I'm making. If you are an LPN, they're still around. If you are an RN, a PA, or any type of physician in a foreign jurisdiction, you may apply for reciprocity or you may apply for privileges within the Amexem-Moor-Empire Department of Health and Phytotherapy. We make that work. If you are certified for a venue they call praxis, certified as a teacher, you may get reciprocity within the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Learning Agency. We don't make it hard, and you're welcome here. Bring your talents and skills with you. I have to warn you, our training is constant, it is mandatory. We have 149 books of mandatory reading on our book list. If it's on that book list, I've read it at least twice. Some books 4 times or more. And all nationals must read what's on our mandatory book list, and you must report for training. Everything you thought you knew, you're going to come to find you probably didn't. So we're going to scrape a lot of things off of you, and it's going to hurt. We love you. It's tough love sometimes. However, letting go of falsehoods that you thought were true sometimes hurts. I want me to tell you, our training is going to hurt a lot. Be prepared for that. I want to thank you all on behalf of all my nationals whom I serve as their constitutional monarch. for a few minutes of your time. May you choose to contemplate and discern upon the things spoken on within this particular video presentation, number 7. May you choose to visit frequently modernmonarchy.squarespace.com and read everything on that site and come to learn about who we are and how we proceed. May you choose to share the information that you have come across and discuss that information that you've come across with those within your sphere of influence that you think might be open to said information. Now, we know some folks are going to resist particular information. It's not in season in their life. I'm not asking you to impose your will upon anyone. We don't do that. Share the information once. It either resonates or it doesn't, and that's fine. Maybe it's not in season in their life at that time. Maybe they come back later. Maybe they go on their own at another time. All things in their time and season. I'm going to take my leave now. Until we all gather again, all of us be healthy and productive, especially your young ones. May we all be kept safe and unmolested at all times, especially as we go about our travels. And may all of us across this planet, all of us melanated heterosexuals, may we choose to always be humble but dignified, always firm, to be honorable, right, and just, and not treat folks that we don't desire to be treated ourselves. May we always try to find a way, may we always work to find a way to be successful and being an excellent inspiration unto all who we engage or engaged by. So with that, enjoy your families, have each other's backs. We're all we got. Find a way to be at peace. Love yourself, that you may be able to love others. And with that, on behalf of the entire Amexem-Empire National Collection of Souls, as the Constitutional-Monarch, peace, love, and light unto all of you. Islam, Islam, Islam.